This is something I was thinking about that will blow you away. If you pull out a Webster's dictionary from, and I'm going to get the year wrong, but probably, I would say from the 1850s earlier, or maybe even 1890s and earlier, is you will find that words were defined in Webster's dictionary based on the Bible. In other words, if you look up the word walk, okay, W-A-L-K, and it'll define the word walk, and it'll give an example. Walk, as if to walk after God. And it will give a Bible reference. Okay? There was a time when we were defined by the truth, which is the Word of God. But that sounds so weird to us today, because we're not necessarily walking by what is the truth, is we are believing lies. You know, one of the things that the kids were talking about, and I couldn't overhear this, they were talking about the pregnant man. Okay? Have you heard about the pregnant man? Okay? If you haven't been watching the news, you're going to hear about it. But apparently there's a man that's really not a man. She was a woman at one time, but decided to become a man, but is still a woman, and now is going to have a baby. Okay? I feel goofy even telling you that. Okay? I feel like, why am I even talking about this? But the reason why I am is to show you how there is a person, and let me tell you what, I'm not condemning that person. All that person needs Jesus more than a lot of people do. And he needs Jesus just like she needs Jesus just like we all do. Okay? But here's the issue, is there's a person that's been lied to by the enemy and have believed the lie so much is to take the very one thing that defines a person and completely be screwed up on it. That's what we're living in, lies. Okay? There's a person that is living a lie. Okay, so that's the Satan side, that's the evil side, that's the carnal side. Now here's the other side of the picture, and that's Christ. This is John 8, verse 31. If you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Okay, so here we have Satan on one side, lies, deception, destruction. Here we have Jesus on the other side, truth, freedom. Guys, it is that black and white, it is that obvious, and that is the truth, my friends. Is Jesus offers you freedom, Satan offers you deception. Now, back when I was younger, my brother and I owned a lawn mowing business. We had a lawn mowing business, and we would mow a lot of yards. We push mowers, we had weed eaters, we had a couple of riding lawn mowers. And I remember there were a few times that we would be on the riding lawn mowers where we would get off into a little place somewhere that there were a lot of weeds, and it was grown up a lot. And they were good riding lawn mowers, but sometimes you get in there and the blades that were underneath would just get wrapped in the weeds and in the stuff. It would bog the thing down, and if it was so bad, it would eventually just shut the motor element off. And we would have to work to try to get it, lift the thing up, pull away, get it off, and then try at it again. Great picture for what lies do. It's like cords that come around and they tie themselves around you, and you get more wrapped and entangled in them to the point where you are bound and you are tied down tight to where you cannot move. That is what lies do. Okay? That's the picture of the enemy. The picture of Jesus is the one that comes along and says, I can loose you from those forever. I can cut those things and let you go so you're free. And that is awesome. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know is they've got it flipped. They think it's the other way around. They think freedom is following the lies. That is not true. It's the exact opposite of that. Jesus is the one that can set you free. And our goal is to let Jesus get to the root of whatever your lie is so that he can cut it loose and you can begin to be free. And it's an amazing, amazing thing. Well, here's a question for you. And I put this in your notes. You can write it in there, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Is why do you lie? I mean, really, why do you lie? Why do we lie? Why do we do it knowing that it's so bad? Okay? A couple stories from the Bible of why we lie. Moses, Aaron. Moses goes up on the mountain to get the 10 Commandments. Comes back down. The people get impatient, waiting for God. Aaron is there. He's in charge. And the people come to him, and they give him all this jewelry, and they say, make us a golden calf so that we can worship it. And he does. He makes this golden calf. He has it made so that they worship God. They totally turn away from God. Moses comes down the mountain, throws the tablets down. Aaron, what the stink are you doing here? God, the real God just delivered us, and you just made this golden calf. And Aaron does a big old lie. Well, they just gave it to me, and I threw it in there, and it just popped out. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, can you imagine the audacity of that lie? Well, why did he lie? He lied because, first of all, he was pressured into something by all the people around him, and he covered up his failure to lead and do what was right. Covered himself up. Okay? Another story. You know it. Joseph, Potiphar's wife. Joseph, good-looking young guy. Potiphar's wife, older lady that is addicted to sex. Okay? And she's like, I want this young guy. He says no. He runs away. She's embarrassed by that, so what does she do? She covers up her own desire, her own sin, and she lies about him. So she lies about him to raise herself up. Lie. We do that a lot of times. In order to elevate ourselves, we can lie about something else to put it down. Okay? That's the reason why we lie. Another story from the Bible, Ananias and Sapphira. Ananias and Sapphira. Book of Acts, the church just got started. All these wonderful things were happening. People were so moved by God that they were giving everything to God. Their lives, everything. In fact, to the point where they were taking care of other Christians so well that nobody was in need. There were no needs. It was totally safe, total family, and they were doing some amazing things by the grace of God. In fact, some of the people were even taking property that they owned, selling it, giving it to the young church, so that people could be taken care of, and the work of the Lord could go forth. And then there was this, and it was amazing. It was like, oh, it was so cool. Well, there was this couple here, Ananias and Sapphira, that thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Those people are held in high esteem that do this. They thought, well, we've got some land. And they did this thing where they said, well, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to give all the money to the church of this land that we sold. But they lied about it, and they only gave a portion of it. And then, of course, they got called on it. And actually, both of them got killed. There's some proof of God hating lying right here. It wasn't necessarily a money thing, please understand. But what it was is they had lied to God about something that they had promised to do. And they said, maybe we can look a little bit more spiritual by doing this. We'll have our cake and eat it too. No, that was a lie. That is not true. A lot of times we do that to make ourselves look better. So we'll lie and make ourselves a picture of make people think of something that we are we are not. And that truly is a lie. Well, why is it that we lie? Well, I got to thinking about this for me, and I got to thinking, man, why is it that the times when I've lied, why is it that I do that? And I think this is kind of where it hits the root right here. It's because I don't completely trust God. In other words, I think that for some reason my fabrication or my lie is more sufficient than God's truth. I can somehow make up something that for whatever reason in my life can be better than the truth He has. And that, my friends, is just so false. And it doesn't work. And it's wrong. And I think that we sometimes try to do that. His truth is good enough. Even if it doesn't seem like what you think it should be, it's good enough. His truth